time to step it up. I'm gonna bring you guys along with me every step of the way of this mini cut. Welcome to the 30-day Buff Vegan New Year's Challenge. Woo! Freaking hype, dude. It's a new year. It's the perfect time to switch gears. And so for the next 30 days, I'm going to be documenting my mini cut so I can lean up as quickly as possible before moving into a very long bulk for 2023. So this is like literally the perfect opportunity for me to show you everything I'm doing week by week. Been waiting to start a series like this. So this way you can learn pretty much just like all my secrets, all my hacks. But what I thought would be even more cool and just like more fun and motivating for me is if I have you guys actually join me. So whether you're like trying to mini cut like me, trying to lean up real quick, or if you're just trying to bulk and add muscle, it doesn't matter. So if you're ready to challenge yourself, download my app and then you're gonna track the exact same workouts that I'm doing each day. It's also completely for free. I actually did a challenge like this in 2018 and it was really, really fun to have my subscribers join me. I just wanted to make this one even better. So there's gonna be a group chat where I'm gonna be every single day. I'm gonna be doing a live call every week with everybody who joins, and you're also going to get a bunch of other freebies like my recipe books, which I usually charge $15 to $20 each for. Click the link in the description below to sign up, but do it fast because I'm closing free signups on January 5th. Throughout this series, I'm going to be showing you guys my lifts, my weight, physique updates, macros, diet tips, everything in between, and it is going to be the best series we've had on the channel yet. Now let's get started. Pretty good progress for the first week, right? Well, actually, no. These videos are all taken within a day of each other. I want to start the series out with some shots of my physique, but I also wanted to make the point that with different lighting, pumps, and angles, it will make your body look different. So first, here's the shot of me after a leg day with overhead lighting. Next up, here's the shot of me without any pump right after waking up. And finally, here's a shot of me after an upper body day with a pump. All right, so we're gonna let these shots serve as the starting point so we can compare what the body fat on my physique is looking like in a few weeks. I highly recommend taking photos or videos throughout any bulk or cut that you're doing and try to do it under as similar lighting conditions as possible. All right, let's talk about the workouts. So you'll see the exact routine if you download the app, but to put it simply, it's a push, pull, leg split for 6 days with 1 day of rest. One thing that's very important when cutting body fat is to preserve your strength. It allows you to preserve more muscle because you're able to continue using heavier weights on the higher rep sets. The way that you do this is to incorporate a few sets for each muscle group in the strength rep range, which is around the 3 to 6 reps. So all of my workouts have a few of those strength sets built in. Another thing that is really important to me is to push as hard as you freaking can. You should do this all the time, right? But it's especially important when you're dieting because you really do want to preserve each ounce of that valuable muscle that you built. One way that you can do this is something I call scenario thinking. So come up with a scenario like someone holding your girlfriend over the edge of a building. And if you don't succeed in hitting all of your reps for that set, then they drop her. Sounds a little insane, but I think bodybuilding in general is a little insane. All right, so speaking of strength, something I like to do during a cut is to get a starting point with a few different lifts to see what weight and reps that I'm using. That way, I can try to preserve that lift as well as I can throughout the dieting phase. So we're gonna look at a couple different lifts, and the first one that we're gonna look at is my squats. Now I usually ask to grass squat, but lately I've been trying to do box squats to help me get more weight up, specifically for quad growth because my booty is already pretty damn big. So on this one I'm using 365 pounds for 5 reps. Boxes are all different heights in different gyms, so this one is relatively high, but I also gave normal parallel squatting a try, and I was able to hit 315 for 5 reps here. Again, I normally astrograph squat, so stopping at parallel is kind of new to me. It doesn't really feel natural, so I have to kind of get used to it as I go. Next up, I've been really trying to improve my strict overhead barbell press. So this right here is 135 pounds for 6 reps. Now I'm focusing on not using momentum, so I'm not like bending down and then doing like a little bit of a jump squat to push the weights up. This is pretty great for me because in the past I've dealt with a nagging left shoulder impingement, which would really hurt on direct overhead pressing like this, and that lasted for years. So with this lift, I'm feeling no pain. Just pretty freaking awesome. Next up is bench, and unfortunately I've been limited with weights for the dumbbells, so I went heavy on a bench machine before this for my strength sets, but they only had 80-pound dumbbells, so I had to do a higher rep set, which I got for 10 reps on this one. I'm also doing these after hitting shoulders entirely because that helps me with my shoulder stability and it helps me feel more like sturdy and rigid, but it also does sap some of my strength away from my chest. Also, 60-pound lateral raises for 12 reps and 7-plate leg press bottomed out for 3 reps. I didn't do deadlifts quite yet, so we're gonna have to see what that is in next week's episode. All right, time for the old weigh-in. I will admit that this is a couple days in, as 3 days into the cut, and so I probably lost a little bit of water weight already. 203.4 is our starting weight. Cardio isn't necessary for fat loss, but I'll tell you what, it makes it a whole lot easier. So I keep it really simple. I do 20 minutes, usually on the Stairmaster, and I have 2 very important points. 1, you only want to do cardio after your weight training. You want to spend your golden energy when you're ready to push your hardest for your weight training. And then for cardio, you don't have to be A+ about it. You just gotta not fall off the damn machine. Second, the easiest way to find the right pace is to go fast enough that you wouldn't be able to hold a conversation because you'd be breathing too hard. So that's that. Super simple for me, 6 times a week after each training session. So the calories and macros I'm starting with are 3,200 calories, roughly 60% carbs, 20% fats, and proteins each. What's most important to me is that I hit a minimum of 150 grams of protein, and if I hit over that, I don't mind stealing from either fats or carbs, but never the opposite way around. Now I'm using this number because it's worked really well for me in the past, so we'll see how my weight moves in the first couple weeks, but I'm assuming that I'm gonna lose a few pounds in the first week of just water and glycogen, but each week from that point on, I'm aiming for half a pound to about 1.5 pounds of weight loss. If it's more than that, I'll up my calories. God, I love proteins. Protein oatmeal is so simple but so good. If you're wondering how you can find your starting point, look up a TDEE calculator on Google and then plug your stats in. Start with the number that it gives you and then adjust this until you're gaining or losing the amount you want each week. Now I'm not really adjusting what I'm eating, just the amount that I'm eating, but as I continue in this cut, I probably will adjust my foods to things that are higher volume with lower calories, like salads, popcorn, things like that. And that means I'll probably be dropping liquid calories like smoothies because they take up your macros really quickly. All right, you sexy people, that is it for episode 1. A great starting place where we know where my lifts are, where my body is, where my weight is, all that good stuff. Check in every single week from this point on. I'm so freaking hyped about this series. I've been wanting to do a documented progress series for a long time, especially a cut, because I just feel like I can drop a lot of secret treasures, and I don't cut very often, so I feel like this is a very unique opportunity. Like I mentioned earlier, I want as many of you to join me as possible, so make sure you click the link in the description below so you can do that. And I believe that's it. Make sure you check out Vivo Life for the best vegan supplements in the world. Use Brian10 for 10% off. Give this video a thumbs up. Let me know what you thought in the comments below and subscribe. If you're not subscribed already, see you sexy motherfuckers in the next video.